Panic over. Dana White has found a location for UFC 249. Thank fucking God we've got a card coming our way, because I don't know how much longer I can last without something to do on the fucking weekends, because my weekends for the past 10 years almost, 5 years if you want to be real legit, have been watching UFC. Okay, and I need something to watch on the weekends to get me through the rest of the week, and Dana White has come to the fucking rescue. He has found us a location for UFC 249, as I said, but I was really unsure, and I was hoping for the best. Dana White has found us a location. We don't know whereabouts that location is, and we're waiting on Dana White to send that location over to Khabib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson, which in my opinion is very important information for fighters in a main event to know, in my opinion. I also would like to say that Khabib has returned to Russia, which may indicate that Khabib actually does know where this fight is being located, because let's say this fight was in Australia or in America, I doubt Khabib would be going back to Russia right now. So I'm sure that there is some indication of a general zone where the fight is going to be taking place, but they haven't maybe listed down an arena yet. However, I'm looking forward to it. The rest of the card as well. Also very important information. The rest of the card will be taking place. This will be a closed door event. There will be no fans in attendance. And to be honest with you guys, this isn't just about the savior of UFC 249. This is about the saving of every other UFC card after that might be closed in America due to coronavirus concerns. I almost don't want to say that in a video because they always get demonetized, but either way, I've said it now, so it's fucked, and I'm going to keep going. Coronavirus concerns have cancelled nearly every UFC event in the next month or so, and we still don't know about the UFC events after UFC 249, and we've only just got validification on UFC 249 going ahead. However, if they have a location that will allow them to do a closed door event, I'm sure the reason that they are not telling us that location yet is because perhaps this location is not yet known by boxing promotions, by other shows, by NFL shows, by NBA, by Premier League. Perhaps this location is somewhere where the UFC thinks they're onto something, and they've managed to find a way through the little loopholes to get themselves a closed door event, and the reason why they don't want to announce the name of the location or where it is because maybe they want to schedule the rest of the cards there as well, and don't want to risk other large promotions that have shows all around the world that are now being cancelled due to this terrible thing that's going on right now. They don't want those other promotions to steal slots on weekends that they could have at this new arena or venue where everything's going to be okay. I have no idea how they've managed to pass this. I'm sure there's some part of the world that don't have the same rules in terms of coronavirus spreading because they may not have been hit so hard. So I'm assuming that this is going to be in some very weird location, or Saudi Arabia. It's in the Middle East, or it's somewhere completely. It could be in Antarctica, it could be on the Isle of Man, it could be on the Falkland Isles, it could have been on fucking Hawaii. Well, not really even on Hawaii. Like, I don't know how they're going to do this, but I'm waiting to hear where the location is. This is great news, though. I'm so glad that we got to go ahead on UFC 249. And not only am I so glad because of Khabib versus Ferguson, but listen to this. We have now basically had a confirmation of a fight announcements for Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas, Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Hernandez, Jeremy Stephens versus Calvin Kattar, Magomed Ankalaev versus Ion Cutelaba 2, which is basically 1 because the first fight didn't even fucking happen, because the referee jumped in when the fight began for some bizarre reason, Uriah Hall, Jacare Souza, Lyman Good, Bilal Muhammad, Ottoman Izatar, Kamal Worthy, Gian Vellante versus Ben Rothwell, Ciari, never mind, we'll stop right there, but Carl Roberson, Makhmud Muradov, amazing fights, now absolute go-ahead. I'm so happy that we get all of these fights to watch now. So happy. Now we have something to be looking forward to. Now I have something that I can predict and make predictions for. But the one question is, what about the travel? If this is not in America, there's going to be some travel laws that would maybe restrict some fighters on this card, such as Ion Cutelaba from Romania. You know, there are some things that we have to take into consideration here, because there are people from all over the world that are going to have to fly to wherever this location is. And if the UFC can't facilitate those people to fly to that location, there's going to be some problems, because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but people come from different parts of the world. So there's going to be some issues because different places have different travel conditions. However, if there was a company that could rent out just one private jet, Dana White, if you can have a private jet anywhere in the world yourself, surely you can attach a rope to the bottom and have all of your fighters cling onto it and take them around the world for free anyway. Surely there's a way around this, okay? And I don't want to hear, oh, it's the cost of this and the cost of that. Listen, if you want to put on UFC 249, you're putting on UFC 249. And if you want to get these guys out the country without having to go through normal airport systems and follow normal rules that they would have to follow, and you want to do things via private jet, this is the time to employ a private jet and use it to get all of these fighters from A to B so we can watch all of these amazing fights. And this is so promising to me anyway for the fights leading forward, because something else I wanted to mention, they've just announced that they're putting Aljamain Sterling versus Corey Sandhagen in the works, but they're not going to announce it yet because they're still waiting to see what happens with the whole virus. Interesting that they are still working on bouts. This tells me that they have some kind of awareness that the rest of the MMA world is not quite aware of, where they know that at some point this is all going to go away. And I think that was originally dictated when on March 25th until March the 25th, when all of these other events got cancelled. Sorry, no, it was until April 11th. They cancelled Portland, they cancelled Columbus, they cancelled London. There's a reason why they only cancelled those three, because they would have cancelled Teixeira versus Smith at UFC Nebraska as well. There is clearly some sort of understanding behind the scenes that us peasants are not quite aware of, where there is some kind of confirmation that these fights are going to be able to go ahead, because I haven't heard about UFC Nebraska being cancelled, and I feel like if there was going to be an absolute definitive answer on when this thing was going to clear up, they would have cancelled that, you know? I think there's a reason why they haven't cancelled it. Things are going ahead as usual, and I believe that the reason why they're not telling other places this event that they're taking people to is, as I said before, because they want to get the other fights on that place as well, so that they can secure event slots on the weekend and not have all of these other huge promotions going, oh shit, they found a place, let's book all of our shit on there on every Saturday. UFC wants to take over. And if this is what has to happen and we have to have a closed door event every weekend, please let it be. Because I need to see Khabib versus Ferguson. I really need to see it. And I will do whatever it takes to see it. And I'm sure the UFC will do so as well. But one thing I want to leave you guys in this video thinking about is this. Thank you, Dana White. Dana White is a man throughout his entire career who has been blamed for the things that he has no control over, and has not received credit for the things that he does have control over. He is the promoter of the UFC. He's the face. He's the promoter. This is his job. Dana White's job is where, when, and why, and how all of these things are going to happen. The only thing he doesn't control is who. But apparently, according to the MMA world, the only thing we seem to shit on Dana White for is the who. People don't like matchups. People don't like who gets a title shot. Everyone shits on Dana White. We get an amazing venue. Dana White saves UFC 249. Silence. Let's give Dana White the credit that he deserves, because at the end of the day, he's one of the best promoters in the world. That's what I want to see. The matchmakers get no hate whenever there's a fight made that no one likes, and Dana White gets all the hatred. But when Dana White does something amazing and finds some kind of loophole and system around making UFC 249 a possibility and making sure that it happens, there's no praise whatsoever. Thank you, Dana White. This is the job that you are doing. This is the promotion job. And I appreciate you for being so good at that job and being able to find a loophole that the Olympics couldn't find, that the NFL couldn't find, the Premier League couldn't find, the NBA couldn't find, boxing couldn't find. Dana White has done what no one else could do. And I thank him for that. And I hope that we get things back on track. And if it is a case of everything being behind closed doors until the summer, then it's the case of everything being behind closed doors until the summer. I'm watching regardless. I don't care who's in attendance. If the UFC is the only sport on, fans in the arena or not, it's going to get a level of exposure that no other sport is going to be able to replicate, because no other sport can continue, because we're in a very unique sport of being a combat sport and having people one-on-one. There is no way of doing this under 50-person gathering in any other sport, because, hey, there's a bunch of teams involved. And there's no way of doing it in boxing, because for some reason of boxing, you need about 500 people involved to just make an event happen. I never understood that about boxing, and I don't think I ever will understand that about boxing. All of the people that talk at the press conferences, who the fuck are you? And why are you there? Those are the reasons why some big boxing events can't happen. Why are you there, old white man, with no reason to be there whatsoever? And we just want to pay consideration to our gum shield holder. And there's all of these people involved that don't need to be involved. So the UFC has come out, and I'm sure they've found some way around it. I'm so happy. I feel like I'm rambling here, but I am just so happy. And I feel like Dana White should be given the respect that he deserves, because, hey, he didn't have to go out of his way to make this happen. He knows that people want to see UFC 249. He knows that Khabib versus Ferguson is the most in high demand event right now. And I say that because I know we've had McGregor's cards before, but McGregor's cards have been accepted as it's going to happen because that's the way the world works. But because of all the controversy around Khabib versus Ferguson, I believe that this right now, Khabib versus Ferguson, is the biggest and in the highest demand fight that we will ever have because of what's gone on. All of the obstacles to get here. I think that it's actually amounted to being the biggest fight and the most wanted fight in UFC history. And Dana White has been up day and night working his ass off to make sure that it happens. Thank you, Dana White. I appreciate your bald head. I really do. It's bald, but I still appreciate it. And I thank you for all your hard work. Dana White, the saviour once more. Good job. You know? And next time that Aldo gets a title shot, how about we shit on Sean Shelby? How about we shit on Nick Maynard? Why are we shitting on Dana White every time he does something happens that's not even in his job role? He's the promoter. He finds a venue. He tells you why the fight's happening. And he tells you when and where the fight's happening. And he's done that with UFC 249 in an... I don't know. Like and subscribe. Dana White, thank you. Thank you very much. I needed this because I was losing... I had no video. I have no video. No video ideas whatsoever. So thank you, Dana White, for giving me, first of all, a video. And second of all, a full event stacked with killers and a promising future afterwards with fights also taking place in that arena. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. Like and subscribe. I'll see you later. Can we all just pray quickly that this is a good sign for the rest of the events that are to come? Because we're hearing more fight announcements, which clearly means to me, UFC has some hope that those events are going to take place. Aljamain Sterling versus Corey Sandhagen is in the works for UFC San Diego as well. They wouldn't announce that unless maybe there was some promise. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Click that there. For the 5th time this video, I'll say click that button there. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.